It is really wonderful to start my day with all of you on World Environment Day. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity to share about our environment and to help raise awareness about the rapid acceleration of the mass extinction of numerous species, as has previously been mentioned, that is taking place, that is caused by humans. And it poses a huge risk to our own survival. It seems now that almost every day when I pick up the newspaper, I am reading an eye-opening article about the rapid degradation of our environment. Yesterday morning, there was an article about research published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that indicate the critical window for the prevention of mass losses of biodiversity and species will close much sooner than formerly assumed, and this will be within 10 to 15 years. We are eroding the capabilities of the planet to maintain human life and life in general, which will reach a tipping point of no return that will unleash the failure of ecosystems, destabilize economies and governments, and trigger famine and refugee crisis. In order to stem this crisis, there has to be an immediate halt to deforestation, a complete reform of the wildlife trade that has been caused by this kind of incursion into the rainforest. And we must replace our habits with sustainability over profits. A strong call was made to reduce human enterprise, especially its consumptive demands on the biosphere, and to create tools for educating and activating the public about the unfolding extinction. And I am very pleased to share with you today that the Interfaith Rainforest Initiative has created these valuable tools to educate and activate the public and to help us know about the absolute necessity to protect our tropical forests. They have also clearly demonstrated the nexus between the pandemics that we are encountering, and that has been increasing more and more in recent decades, that we are facing as we continue our incursions into these rainforests. We have the opportunity to hear from Dr. Charles McNeil, who is on this panel. And I wanted to express my deepest appreciation to him and his fantastic team at UN Environment Programme's Interfaith Rainforest Initiative for creating and publishing educational toolkits for communities of faith and religious leaders. Just released today is this resource guide on rainforest protection for religious communities. It is comprised of 3 chapters that cover understanding the causes and consequences of tropical deforestation, the spiritual and moral imperatives to protect rainforests and their peoples, providing 10 perspectives from the Baha'i, Buddhist, Christian, Confucian, Taoist, Hindu, Islamic, Jewish, Shinto, and Sikh perspectives. It also sets forth distinct ways that religious communities can get involved. This is a resource guide that has the moral and spiritual foundation undergirding the information, which can be applied in secular and civil society as well as within religious and faith communities. I highly recommend reading this resource guide and learn how you can get directly involved in protecting our rainforests. A week from now, the Interfaith Rainforest Initiative will also be releasing this important document. It's called Rainforests and Pandemics: How Protecting the Tropical Forests Can Prevent Coronaviruses and Other Emerging Diseases, an issue primer for religious leaders and faith communities. It clearly establishes the fact that these animal to human pathogenic transfers are increasing as we make incursions into these rainforests and come into contact with animals. Many viruses, such as Ebola, SARS, and the current COVID-19, have animal origins. And the more we consume and invade the natural habitat of these animals that live in rainforests, the more these pathogenic transfers to humans are taking place. The rainforests are therefore not remote to our lives, but their destruction have direct impact upon us. This current pandemic has had a profound impact across the board on our economy, schools, social and working relationships. So I encourage all of you to go to the Parliament of the World's Religions website, as well as the Rainforest Interfaith Initiative website for more detailed information. It is time that we change how we are living and wake up to the need to protect our rainforests and cease mismanaging our natural resources. The divine spirit is everywhere in creation, and we are being called to get back into right relationship with it, a relationship that is based upon respect for the environment. We must move from predation and destruction to preservation, restoration, and renewal of our environment. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Audrey, for those beautiful and inspiring words. Also for telling us about these great new resources coming out of the Interfaith Rainforest Alliance, and for emphasizing the crucial role that the rainforests play on all of our lives. The Amazon itself produces about 20% of the oxygen in the world and holds about 20% of the carbon dioxide and gives us about 20% of the world's water. So they really are, as you've shared so beautifully, the essential components of a healthy today for all of us and a healthy future for all of our family to come. So thank you so much for that. And thank you also for the great role that the Parliament under your leadership is playing to really bring about the intersection between faith and action for the protection of our planet. We will now have, as we had mentioned in the beginning, we will be having these very short 1-minute prayers of different religions throughout the panel. And I now would ask actually us to come back to Audrey for a beautiful interfaith prayer.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. In all ways, we express our gratitude to the divine creator of all there is. And I'd like to recite now this simple but powerful prayer that I feel captures the Alpha to the Omega and the human condition to the divine creator. Thou art the Father, thou art the Mother, thou art friend and companion, thou art knowledge and wealth. Thou art all in all. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from ignorance to light. Lead us from death to immortality, and manifest through and through, and protect us with thy sweet, benign presence. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. May we always be humble in the magnitude of the vast manifestations of the divine creator, and ask the divine light of love and wisdom guide our actions in all ways, always. Amen, Amen, Om Shanti, Shanti.